Hey, David, welcome. Obviously, you have a history with Aaron Glenn. What went into the decision to come to New York? Was he a big piece of that? And just kind of tell us the process that led you here.
Yeah, he definitely was a big piece to that. Just knowing him from my time in New Orleans, and just knowing the caliber of a man he is and the coach he is, it was a no-brainer the moment I got the opportunity, I got the call to come join him right here.
David, there was a clip that kind of made the rounds last year with you talking to Aaron Glenn after the game. And you credited him a lot. What can you tell us about what he did for you personally with your development and maybe even off the field?
Just for example, like the instance I was telling someone about, just coming in as a rookie. You're way focused on the little details. You're not focused on the other stuff. And from the first day of OTAs, he kept harping on me. He was like, okay, he kept questioning me, like, what's this person's name? What's that person's name? And, just that's kind of how that started. And just being on the same team and just communicating with him, we just kind of, that bond kind of got stronger over the years.
David, can you tell us?
Go ahead, Rich.
No, I was just going to ask how you could tell us how Atlanta used you last season, like what your role was in the scheme, and what do you see yourself role-wise this year in this defensive scheme?
Yeah, so over in Atlanta last year, basically, I was, wherever I was needed, I was put out there and made the best of the opportunity, So basically coming out here, I still got the same mentality, the same mindset. So regardless of whatever position I'm put on the line, just go out there and execute.
David, it's pretty clear that the Jets prioritized veteran leaders this last week in free agency with you and Demario Davis, Minka Fitzpatrick. How do you feel about that role? How comfortable are you in that role now as you're an older player, kind of mentoring the younger guys?
I feel very comfortable with that. I feel like the way I lead, I lead by example. So, go out there, show the guys how things are meant to be done in the league, and keep it pushing.
David, what does it mean to be reuniting with Demario with the Jets?
It's great. We've got great relations, over the years. Just communication, being on the same page, and just getting the opportunity to do that again and be out there on the field with him again would be great.
What kind of leader is he? Like, how would you describe him? Everybody talks about how great of a captain he can be.
Demario is more vocal. He's more of the vocal guy, but still leads by example as well. So yeah.
You've probably across your career crossed paths playing against Geno Smith. What are your thoughts on him as a quarterback now that he's your teammate?
He's proven himself. Over the last couple of years. And I feel. Just come in here and be him and basically execute. That's kind of what I feel.
David, great to meet you. Where do you think the ceiling is for this defense? Obviously, they're looking for some experience and some leadership, but where do you think the ceiling is, especially for this upcoming season?
The sky is always going to be the ceiling, but talking right now, you still got to go into the OTA installs and getting out there, communicating, being on the same page with each other before we could talk about that.